Hello everyone. In today's video, I'm gonna explain how I solve the number of sets of k non-overlapping line segments problem on Leetcode. Before we get into the problem, I want everyone to hit like and subscribe to my channel. It will help me a lot and help me get me to build the new video for you guys. Let's get into it. So the problem given endpoints on a 1D plane where the ith point from 0 to n minus 1 is at x equal to I. Find the number of ways we can draw exactly k non-overlapping line segments such that each segment covers 2 or more points. The endpoints of each segment must have integral coordinates. The k-line segments do not have to cover all the endpoints, and they are allowed to share endpoints. Okay, we want to return a number of ways we can draw k non-overlapping line segments. Since the number can be huge, we want to return the modulo of 10 to 9 plus 7. Okay, so let's take a look at the example. The example with n equal to 4 and k equal to 2. That means there's 4 points, 0 to 3, and the 2 lines that we need to draw. So from this one, you can see that you can draw the line with the length of 2 and 1, 1 and 2, 1 and 1, and this is 1 and 1, and we can have space. So the way I think about this problem is, instead of thinking about it as a point, I think about it as the space. So n equal to 4 actually have 3 spaces, right? 0 to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3. So this is a bucket that you can put the line in, and the line could occupy those buckets. So what I think about it first, okay, we can do this recursively for sure. Think about it this way. So at the first segment, we can start the line or we can skip this segment. So you can see this the first, second, third, and the fifth one actually start from the first segment or the first bucket, and the fourth one is just skip. So, and if we start from the first one, we can do the length of it could be start from 1 to the number bucket minus the number of k minus 1, because you're going to use 1 here and you want to leave at least one bucket for the last, for the line. Because k equal to 2, we want to leave 1. But this the first line here cannot be occupy every single bucket, because you need to leave k minus 1 bucket for other lines at least, right? So what I do is I branch it off with 2 cases. The first case would be, okay, you don't need to use this bucket, so you just go to ask the same question, but now your number of bucket reduced by 1, and the number of k, that means number of line, are still the same. But if you use this one, you use the length, like let's say the length of the line is 1, you use it, so you ask the question with the number of bucket minus 1 and number of k minus 1, and you ask that question. So these two will start with the same thing, but this is gonna generate, you ask the same question again, now you have k equal to 1 and only 2 buckets left. Like the length of the remaining line is actually 2. So you can see here, you can this is fall into the first category, the first case that you skip, you don't use it. or you use it and use it once, or you use it and use all the remaining. So let's look at the code. Maybe it's easier to understand there. So for this problem, you can see it might end up with the same asking the same question multiple times. So we want to cache the answer or do the memorization. This will look kind of like the dynamic programming table that you put in, but I like to view it as the caching mechanism. Maybe it's easier to understand. So at first, I just building the caching array. This is going to be 2D array with the cache, and then I create the find_num function to solve the problem recursively. So first, what we do is we check the cache if we solved this problem before with the length. I use length for the length of the line. So 0, this line going to be length 3, right? And the num is the number of lines that we need to put in. So if we found it, just return, no problem. Next, I just check if length less than the num. So that means because each line needs to occupy one space. If length is less than num, that means there's 0 way to do this. So we just print 0. And if the length is equal to num, there's only one way. So every single line occupies one space. So just return 1. And if num is 1, we know that there could be 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 to n, right? Because if you, let's say you have length 3 and you have only one line, you can do 1 or 2 or 3, right? And then you is 1 plus 2 plus into n. So we just return length n multiplied by n plus 1 divided by 2 if num equal to 1. So that's easy one. And then the next one, like I explained before, case for the first block is not covered by a line. So this is a case, right? So if length, we have length greater than num, we just try to not use it. So I keep count, so we can count number of ways and call find_num again, but now we don't have the first block anymore, so we minus by 1, but still we have the same number of lines we need to cover. So in this case, we're getting in, we have 3 with k, the num is 2, length is 3. Now we don't care about this case, we don't care about the first one, so we have length of 2 because length minus 1, 3 minus 1 is 2, and num is still 2. So we ask the question to get that answer, how many ways I can do it. And then we doing the second case, the first line start with the first block, so we're gonna occupy the first block. But like I said, we can, the first line could be length of from 1 until like length minus k minus 1. So that's why we do this for loop like this. So what we do is we ask the same thing, but now we're asking with length minus I, because if the I will represent the length of the first line that we're gonna do. So that means we're gonna know that, okay, the remaining length we pass in here which is length minus I, sorry. And then num minus 1 because that's the number of lines be reduced by 1. And then we do mod here. Maybe it doesn't matter, but I just mod it here so we don't have the big number. And then we just keep into the cache and return it. And at the end, we just call the function with n-1 because the n is the number of points. So the length is actually number of points minus 1, and then k, and then we just mod the mod thing. So let's try running it. Wow, we get both 100%. It's actually take quite a long time, but still 100%. So it's good for me. Thank you so much everyone for watching. Please don't forget to hit like and subscribe to my channel. Bye bye.